Well, as you can see from the thumbnail, we have quite the subject matter for today's episode. Hi there, this is Mudwalkers. My name is Chris. If you haven't already checked out the Patreon link in the description, please do. If you'd like to support me financially, that would be great. Otherwise, just let someone know that you saw the video. That'd be awesome. So, yeah. There's this little thing that happens to men when they get a bit excited. And we got to talk about it because in naturism you can see stuff. So let's talk about it. Now, I find naturists find that a lot of men that are new to the idea of naturism are pretty nervous about this. They're pretty nervous about say some problems having to do with solid plant material. But it's really, what I like to say about it is that if you don't make a big deal about it, it won't be a big deal. Now that's not to say that you should walk around hanging a towel on it, but that does mean that if someone happens to see that out of the corner of her eye, but you're not making a big deal about it, you're not standing up, you're not walking around showing it to people, you're just kind of like reading your book and staying basically out of sight, it's not really going to bother many people. That being said, there are a few little tricks you can do to make sure that people are not bothered by what they can't see. One of those is you can actually just lean back, pick up your knees, and read a book. Just point your knees at whoever you don't want to look at you, and just read your book. Or, you know, look at a blank sheet of paper, or or something, anything. You can also just do the classic thing of just flipping over and laying on your towel. Okay, no one can see what's on your belly side if you're laying belly down on the towel. There's always that. And then there's my personal favorite, which is getting in the water. If you get in the water and basically sit down or face the pool wall or something, especially if you're reading a book, you can just kind of chill until things settle down, so to speak. But again, you don't make a big deal about it, it won't be a big deal for most people. But do check your local listings. Some resorts and campgrounds and whatnot have rules about that. But I'll say what I've heard a lot of other people say. My experience is pretty similar to most naturists, which is that I've never actually seen this happen. It's never happened to me. I've been to a lot of nude events, naked venues, and been around all kinds of people, all kinds of fitness levels and levels of health, all kinds of ages, and it just doesn't happen. It's a mindset thing. It's a mind over matter thing. And I know it sounds difficult, but it's actually easier than it sounds. Check out my my video up here to kind of hear about my journey with that. It's actually surprisingly easy to adjust to. So it's probably not even going to happen in the first place, guys. Okay? things are probably going to stay pretty soft all the time until you're ready for it in the appropriate setting. It's just not how it works. Just because you see someone attractive in Walmart doesn't mean it happens. Just because you see cheerleaders at a football game doesn't mean it happens. So it's the same thing in naturism. Just because no one has clothes on doesn't mean there's some kind of an automatic drive that overwhelms your system and things start to transform. And that's not really how it works. It's a lot more down to earth, a lot more normal than that. With that, I just want to encourage you with that. If that's something that you're dealing with as a guy interested in naturism, don't worry about it. Probably won't even be a problem. And if it is, it's usually not even going to be a huge deal. But with that, I am pretty much rambling, so I think you know what time it is. This episode of Mudwalkers is brought to you by Nature Him, Todd, Jacob, Jay Sweets, Edward, John S., Joseph, Charlie, Lionheart, Adam, Edward T., Nate, Cyan, John W., Clifton, Trev, Scott, None Here, Alan, Marty, Hank, Austin, Martin, Gabriel, Incidental Star, great name by the way, Dorian, and Naked AJ. Thank you guys so much for everything you're doing on Patreon. I'm having a blast with all of you guys. Your DMs are so encouraging. Your funds are allowing me to get to new places and do some amazing stuff. And just, yeah, speaking of which, you may have noticed a few months back I got to go to the World Naked Bike Ride in New Orleans. I don't think I would have gone to that if it hadn't been for my patrons. If I hadn't had the money to spend on gas money and supplies and whatnot to go and do that, if I had to pay for that stuff out of pocket, I probably wouldn't have done it. So thank you guys a lot for making that happen. Hopefully I'll be able to do a lot more World Naked Bike Rides as Mudwalkers grows, but you know, we'll see. We have some affordable options on Patreon. You can check out the link in the description and get all the information there. The $10 option gets you access to all my videos, early access to all my videos. That's for all the tiers. But the $10 tier also gets access to a monthly Zoom conversation with me and the other patrons. We typically do that on the last Saturday of each month, and it's just a great time. It's my favorite part about having a Patreon is getting to talk to people on these video calls and really get to swap stories and trade ideas and just in general hang out. It's a great time. Recently we've been using Skype because of some issues with Zoom, and that seems to be going well. Maybe we'll go back and forth. Maybe we'll skip Skype. Maybe we'll stick with Skype. But that's it for this video. Have a great day and be blessed. Awe ke uno do ohu. And I would make a video about kind of the female end of naturism, but I don't feel like that's really my place as a man. So I'm trying to get in touch with some lady naturists to come on and give us the female perspective. If you know anyone along those lines who'd like to come on and give us you know, naturism from the female psychological perspective, I'd love to have them. Do tell them to come my way. Come on, focus, there we go. All right, but just in general, yeah, we'll have the male side, we'll have the female side, it'll be great.